Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about summer empties. Even though I know that fall has not officially started, the autumn-fall equinox is not until the 22nd, I think. Is that right? I think that's right. But you guys know that typically my seasonal journals go from my summer one is June, July, August, and then I start a fresh one for September, October, November, which is what I consider fall, and then December, January, February will be 2021, winter 2021. Okay, so I am going to show you the journals that I went through because this was the first time in a long time that I did not stay in a composition notebook for all 3 months. Part of that, I think, was just because the pandemic had me journaling a lot. I had a lot of feelings come up. So I went through more than one comp book. So I'm going to show those to you. But first, let's talk about the stationery empties that I collected for those 3 months. So these are all June, July, August. I love watching these videos, so hopefully you guys enjoy this too. I don't know, there's just something about hearing people share their opinions on something that they actually used up. So some of these are going to be the same things you've seen in my empties videos in the past. I'm kind of thinking I might get creative for fall though and add like more things that are not necessarily stationery stuff, just to keep it interesting and exciting. Okay, so the first things that I used up these are sticker sheets that I used up. These I think came from a Happy Planner pack from like Michael's. And I am not a huge sticker person, but I do like to decorate. As you'll see, a lot of these stickers ended up on the cover of this journal because I decided I was bored, quarantine, and decided to decorate that in June. So that's kind of what I did that's where a lot of these stickers ended up going. But this one was like flowers. You can't really tell because it just looks like a blank sheet. But I went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full sheets out of like I said, I think these were a Happy Planner pack. So those were used up. Next, we're going to go into glue sticks. I go through glue sticks almost as much as I go through pens. I still go through more pens than glue sticks, but I went through 4 glue sticks this summer, and I'm telling you, they're like, I always end up dropping things when I try to show you guys, but they're used up. A lot of times I'll even go in with like a Q-tip because I'm gonna save every little bit, you know? All right, trying to figure out what I want to show next, not to miss anything. Before I get into pens, I went through 2 washi tapes, and I always leave a little sample just so you can see what it looked like before I finished it up. So this one was one of my favorites. I loved this washi. And then this one has polka dots on it. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if I used them actually in the journal. I do use them to tape stuff in my passion planner, and the occasional decorating with it, but most of the time it's just to tape things in. So I went through 2 washi. Most of my washi either comes from friends that gift it to me or the Michael's like 99-cent bin. Like a lot of times they'll have like a bin where you can you dig through and you can get them for like 99 cents or something like that. I think it's 99 cents. Okay, moving on. I actually went through, and it has taken years to do this, I went through a mild liner. I think this is the first time I've ever actually finished up a mild liner, I think. Both sides, like this one doesn't write anymore, and neither does the top. Mild liners used to be my favorite. I've kind of moved away from them. I don't know. I have found other alternatives that I personally like better. I'm currently obsessed with the Sharpie S-Note highlighters, and they work great to write with. They don't have two double ends, but you can, they're tilted similarly to this, but they're way easier to write with than like writing with this tip. But they're great for highlighting and for writing. So that is that. And then one of my favorite parts is the pens. Okay, first I'm gonna show you an ink cartridge that I went through. This is the Friction Biz, what is it, the Biz 2? The Friction 2 Biz that I use with homeschooling. It has two cartridges, like it holds two different ink colors, and this is the 0.38, I think it's blue black, or was it the black? This is the black that I went through. I have a blue black in one side and then a black in the other, but that got used up. And then let's talk about pens. Okay. You guys know that this is my favorite pen currently. It has been a favorite of mine. I love writing with it. It's so inky that I'm obsessed. And so this is a blue that I went through. And then this one, I adore. This was like a special limited edition barrel. And so I'm actually going to keep the barrel, and then I will refill it with inks as I get them. But yeah, I mean, I used it all up. You can't really tell on the camera. But they're the best pens ever. The Pentel Energel, definitely one of my favorites. But, and I'll tell you something else here in a minute. So there's the blue one. You can see this one better. All the ink gone. I love it. There's just something fulfilling about seeing that you used every little part of it, you know, like you actually used every little drop. So keeping that, so I'm not gonna throw that away. And I found a new pen that I really love that actually is it writes very similar to the Pentel Energels, and that is the Sharpie S-Gel pen. And this is the 0.7, which is the same. These are both 0.7s. I kind of want to try a finer tip of the Sharpie S-Gels because I did find that this was a little bit thicker than the Energel, and I like it, especially for art journaling or for using as like a main bold word. But I kind of want to try, like I said, I kind of want to try a finer tip, and I don't know what these look like. Yeah, see? There's just something so amazing about seeing that all used up. So yeah, that's the plan, is to pick up eventually, because you guys know I have a ton of pens I'm trying to go through, but to get a finer tip, because I just love how wet and inky it feels. Very similar, I mean, not similar because it's not a fountain tip, so you don't have that scratchy feel that I also love, but it's not inky in that it's going to smudge or go on to the next page. It just writes so smoothly. Because when I'm doing my journaling, when I'm in these in the morning, I don't have time to like stop and think through. I don't want to be interrupted. And I definitely don't want my pen to be the one interrupting me. So usually if they write like this and like the Pentel Energels where they're so smooth, I can just go and just let all the stuff in my mind come out. Free flow, that's my favorite. Okay, another one that is inky, not my favorite though. I would definitely say the Pentel Energel and the S-Gel have my heart over these. But the Tool, I went through one Tool black ink pen, and this is a gel one also. I do like it, it's just not my favorite. And this was a medium. And then a Sarasa Grand. Sarasa Grand? Is this a Sarasa Clip 0.5. This one, it is finer tip. So as far as journaling, it's not my favorite because it does, I don't know, it doesn't move as quick, but I did love the color. It was like that mustardy color, and especially, I don't know, it's just one of my favorite colors. So I have a soft spot for the Sarasa clips. I also love that you can clip them onto your journal. So yeah, those are the pens that I went through this summer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pens, 4 glue sticks, 2 washi, a pen ink cartridge, and 2 comp books. So this one, like I said, I felt like decorating, and so I just like stickered it crazy. And it says it's a beautiful chaotic mess, and this is June and July 2020 is how I marked it. When I finish with all of my journals for 2020, I will actually go in and I use, let's see if I have it here. I know I do. Where are they? Well, I thought they were in here. I use little sticker labels. Here they are. I use these rectangular labels, and I will stick it on, and it will say 2020 volume 1 or 2020 fall. This one will say 2020 summer. And that's kind of how I label my journals. I also have started to put all the years in the same bag. So I get these bags. This is my 2020 so far, and I will do a whole journal chat about all of the journals for 2020. But I get these little bags on Amazon. They're called Tink, or the brand is Tink Sparkle. And for the past like 3 years, all of my journals that were from 1 year get stored in one bag. So I know when I pull out a bag and want to go through my journals, all of the ones in that one specific bag were over the span of 1 year. So that's just a preference that I like, and it's a way to organize. So as you guys know, my journals, I'm not going to do, this is not like an official flip, but I did put a pocket on the inside of this comp book and a bunch of notes. These were 10 dreams or visions that I had for summer. So you can see a lot of it. In the beginning, I have little notes and intentions and things like that. And then it's mostly, as you guys can see, watercolor splatters and morning mindset work. On occasion, I'll stick something in. There was a note from my sister-in-law. But yeah, I mean, it is literally just words. And then occasionally, this was a workout program that I did, and I took notes with the instructor, different things the instructor had to say. And then I have little love notes that my husband leaves me. Yes, even after 21 years, he still writes me love notes. So I put his love notes in here. A lot of times he'll actually write them directly into my journal, or he'll stick it because he knows every morning that's where I'm going to be. He'll like stick it in between the pages. He's the sweetest thing. All right, what else can I show you? So more notes. Thank you notes. This is a card from my daughter for my birthday, I'm assuming. Yes, for my birthday. And what else can I show you? I also fold things over that I want to actually like come back to. That was a packing list for Asheville. And then, as you know, there is always a pocket. Let's see what I put in the back of this one. It's always interesting to see what ends up collecting in the back. So, what is this? This is notes that I took on, this is a blog post actually that I printed off that I loved and took notes on and kept in the back, all about scripting. So this was June and July, and then I actually went through an entire notebook in August. This one I just put one sticker on, and it was a dream catcher. I loved it. And we'll just kind of go through here. Watercolor splatters. A couple pages in the front I left blank because I was gonna index it. Never did. But you can see words. This was from the hotel we stayed at in Asheville. I'll just kind of do like messy mind map stuff, lists, another workout program that I did. I mean, you can see it's just rambles. There's not like, I don't do a bunch of art in here. I don't add a bunch of stickers. There's a card that my niece gave me, and she made me this blanket I have on the back of my chair. Scripting notes and observations, once again, folded down, which means it's my way of saying, come back to this. This is important. But yeah, I also fold down pages. This was a new PhD that I was working on, which you guys will hear more about in a few weeks. But yeah, I was playing around with doing a planner in my comp book. Didn't like it so well. What else? There's a inspiring image that I printed and put there. But yeah, it is literally, there's another love note from my hubby that he left on my car. Actually, he came and found me at the grocery store and put me a love note on the car to surprise me when I came out, because I cannot stand going out places during the pandemic. It's just stressful for a highly sensitive person. All right, and let's see what's in this folder. More images, actually. Inspiring images from people that inspire me on Instagram, their style, just sweet, sweet images. I kind of want to use them in something different, but there you go. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and go so that I'm not keeping you guys any longer. Those are my summer empties, summer journal share-ish. And yeah, I'm so ready for fall and all of the cozy weather. So, all right, talk with you guys later. Enjoy your wild, sexy life.